Shalom to my brothers and sisters walking in this truth. I am YAH'S fire. We are Bani, Akal, Esh, children of the consuming fire. Before we begin, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yah. We thank him for his Holy Spirit. We thank him for Yeshua, our general and our king to come. Well, it's starting to get heated and hot, brothers and sisters. It's starting to get crazy out there with the Kanye West thing, now the Kyrie Irving thing, people being shot, famous rappers being killed, and the world is in kind of chaos right now. But the Most High said that these things would happen. And I want to take you to some scripts that show and prove that we are in the end times. We are in those days, okay? So we are going to be reading from the book of Esdras, to Esdras, okay? Oh, not Esdras. We're going to be reading from the book of the Apocalypse of Baruch, to Baruch. And keep in mind, these books, or these hidden books, or these books that they felt are not, relevant. They don't want you to read. They're not in the regular Bible. We all know that. But there's a reason why that is. These books condemn the nations. The Most High tells you in these books, I'm going to destroy all of these nations and the reason why I'm going to destroy them. So, of course, they're going to tell us we don't need to read those books. Well, we're reading them. And we don't care what you think, especially nowadays. So we're going to read 25, Baruch 2, chapter 25, verse 1 through 3. And it says, "And he answered and said unto me, You too shall be preserved till that time, till that sign which the Most High will work for the inhabitants of the earth in the end days. This therefore shall be the sign. When a stupor shall seize the inhabitants of the earth, and they shall fall into many tribulations. And again, when they shall fall into great torments, and it will come to pass, when they say in their thoughts, by reason of their much tribulation, the mighty one doth no longer remember the earth. Yes, it will come to pass, when they abandon hope, that the time will then awake." So, let's look at this verse. The Most High says, a stupor shall come along, shall seize the inhabitants of the earth. This word stupor is a two-part meaning and two words in this verse. Although we see one word, it's two parts, and there's another word that is attached to it. This stupor that will seize the people is a sense of, where the Most High says they will give up hope, a sense of hopelessness, right? A sense of what's going on in the world, a sense of feeling something's wrong. You feel all of this grief and hopelessness, and the world is terrible, right? That's one. That's a group of people feeling like this. The other, I should have put it up on the screen, is called torpor, Torpor. And that word says that it'll be so bad and violence, and the world will be in such a terrible condition that the violence that happens, although it's terrible, it will be as though it's something that now becomes regular to us. We're not surprised or shocked by it. It's like, okay, someone was killed, and we just feel like, all right, somebody else was killed. No big deal. It's desensitizing of your feelings, right? So now let's move on. As long as we got that understanding, we're going to move on to the next one. To Esdras. We're going to look at 2 Esdras, and we're looking at it out of the NR, what is that? NRSVUE, right? That version. And we took it out of the Bible Gateway, and we're going to start reading chapter 13, verse 29, right? And as for his not, wait a minute, where are we? Okay, the days are coming when the Most High will deliver those who are on the earth, and bewilderment of mind shall come over those who inhabit the earth. They shall plan to make war against one another, city against city, place against place, people against people, kingdom against kingdom. This is another thing that is going to take place, and it's happening right now, where you have Ukraine and Russia fighting against each other, and they are the same people. The countries are right next to each other, and even the people over there are like, what is going on? Why are we having this war? We're the same people. That's your nation against nation. That's your kingdom against kingdom. That's your city against city. It's the same place. Why are they fighting with each other? I mean, let them go and do all of that all they want to. It's really no interest to us. We shouldn't even care about it. But it's just something that the Most High predicted would happen. Okay? So now let's look at chapter 6. Same book, 2 Esdras, chapter 6, verse 24. Right? At that time, friends shall make war on friends, like enemies. The earth and those who inhabit it shall be terrified, and the springs of the fountains shall stand still, so that for 3 hours they shall not flow. This is something that we, as Hebrews, should be taking heed, because the Most High said that this will happen. Friends shall make war. Friends will become enemies to each other. A lot of this is going on. A lot of this has happened. Let's look back on the Biggie and the Tupac situation. Biggie and Tupac were friends. But what happened to both of them? Both of them were killed because one side said something and the other side said, well, we don't like that, you said this. And what happened? One coast fought against another coast. And 2 of our greatest rappers were killed. Friends becoming enemies. Keep in mind, these prophecies are thousands and thousands of years old. But the Most High was talking about end days, right? So now let's move on. Let's go to chapter 11, verse 40 and 41. Chapter 11. 2 Esdras. Yeah, I made a mistake. Sorry. Let's go. My fault. I made a mistake. Go back to, we're starting at chapter 5. Chapter 5, verse 1 through 4. And it says, now concerning the signs, behold, the days are coming when those who inhabit the earth shall be seized with great terror. And the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. Unrighteousness shall be increased beyond what you see yourself, what you yourself see, and beyond what you heard of formerly. And the land that you now see ruling shall be a trackless waste, and people shall see it desolate. But if the Most High grants that you live, you shall see it thrown into confusion after the 3rd period. So the Most High is talking about people being afraid at that time. And the truth has been hidden or shall be hidden. There is no truth in the world right now. They've lied about everything. This is what we've been saying. They've lied about everything. And we proved over and over that they lie about everything. They lie about what Yeshua looks like. They lie about what the angels look like. They lie about what the prophets look like. They lie about our history, who we are. Okay? So the Most High's prophecy is right on track with what has been going on in the world. Israel had become a desolate place after the conquering of, it in 70 AD, right? It became a desolate place. And then back in, what was it, 1914? They infused these people and brought them along and put them into the land. But the Most High says even that is going to be destroyed. So now let's move on. Now we're going to hit chapter 11, verse 40 and 41. 40 and 41. You, the fourth that has come, have conquered all the beasts that have gone before, and you have held sway over the world with great terror and over all the earth with grievous oppression. And for so long, you have lived on the earth with deceit. Just goes back to what I was saying about their deceit and all their lies and all of their trickery. And we don't have the truth. And now that the truth is coming out, look what they're doing. Oh, Kyrie Irving, you want to bring the truth to the people? Oh, Kanye, you want to bring the truth to the people? Well, we're going to block all of your ambitions and your goals. We don't like the truth. And we definitely don't want you or your people bringing us the truth. Right? Let's move. Chapter 6, verse 28. Chapter 6, verse 28. Faithless shall flourish, and corruption shall be overcome. Let me read that again, 28. Faithfulness shall flourish, and corruption shall be overcome. And the truth, which has been so long without fruit, shall be revealed. That's right. So everything that we know and everything that the world thinks they know is a lie, because the Most High is telling you the truth has not been in the earth. Okay? I just want to point out all the deceit and all the lies. But there shouldn't have been any deceit. There was no reason for these nations to come along and deceive and trick and lie and cover things up. Why? Because in chapter 7, same book, chapter 7, verse 21, this is what the Most High said. Verse 21, for the Lord, he did what? He strictly commanded those who came into the world, when they came, what they should do to live and what they should observe to avoid punishment. Nevertheless, they were not obedient and spoke against him. So there was no reason for anybody to come along and start devising their own religion, their own way of doing things, because the Most High had already laid out what everybody should do. Everybody's supposed to follow Israel, because the Most High gave Israel his laws, statutes, and commandments, as said in, 147 of the Psalms, verse 19, right? There's no reason for the lies and the deceit, except if you want to be a deceitful, lying person. And let me jump back on something where the Most High calls them the beast. The beast are the other nations. Why are they the beast? Because look what they do. They downtrodden, they conquer, they destroy the waters, they destroy animals, they destroy the trees, they destroy everything. So when the Most High is looking from above down here, he sees them as beasts. And we should see them as beasts also, especially the way they have dealt with our people. Let's move on. Let's move on. We're going to jump back to chapter 6, verse 54. This is why the Most High hates the nations, right? And over these you placed Adam as ruler over all the works that you had made, and from him we all come, the people whom you have chosen. All this I have spoken before you, O Lord, because you have said that it was for us that you created this world. The Most High created the world for the Israelites. Verse 56, as for the other nations that have descended from Adam, you have said that they are nothing and that they are like spittle. The Most High considers the other nations nothing. They're like spittle. They're like spit that runs down your mouth. And you have compared their abundance to a drop from a bucket. And now, O Lord, these nations which are reputed to be as nothing domineer over us and devour us. But we, your people, whom you have called, your firstborn, only begotten, zealous for you, and most dear, have been given into their hands. Yeah. As we their slaves, and then the slave masters. This is why they don't want you to read these books, because the prophets was telling you all about it. They knew back then. We cry about the same thing. We are those people. We are their descendants, crying about the same things they was crying about, the other nations. Why are they over us? How are they coming to our neighborhood? Why are they able to come and get a bank loan as soon as they get off the boat? How are they able to open a store 1 year being in America? But you and me, we need all kind of bank records. We need all kind of job references. We want to know how much you make. Bring your pay stub. Bring your Social Security. Give me your mother's maiden name. All kind of stuff. We know they don't do, or they haven't gone through. But let's move on. Chapter 8, same book. Chapter 8, verse 1 and 3. He answered me and said, the Most High made this world for the sake of many, but the world to come for the sake of only a few. But I tell you a parable, Ezra, just as when you ask the earth, it will tell you that it provides a large amount of clay from which earthenware is made, but only a little dust from which gold comes. So is the course of the present world. Many have been created, but only a few shall be saved. Well, you have the Pentecostals. You have the Baptists, you have Jehovah's Witness, you have the Muslims, you have all of these groups. Everybody saying that they are saved, especially our people. They in church. I'm saved. I'm saved in the blood of Jesus. No, you're not, because you better go over to Revelations where Yeshua in the first 4 chapters is telling you those who endure shall be saved. The Most High is telling you right here, only a few. Only a few? We have billions of people on the planet. But only a few are going to be saved. Yeah? Keep thinking that you're saved. That's a joke that your pastors have played on you. Right? And that's the new world. This is the new world that the Most High is talking about. Only a few people are going to make it into that new world, that new kingdom. So keep talking about how you saved when he said only a few people. Let's go. Chapter 9, verse 3 through 13. He answered me and said, measure carefully in your mind, and when you see that some of the predicted signs have occurred, then you will know that it is the very time when the Most High is about to visit the world that he has made. So when where did I start? Oh, I started at 1. Sorry, whatever, man. So when there shall appear in the world earthquakes, tumult of peoples, intrigues of nations. That intrigues of nations is nations spying on other people, other nations. The tumult of people is the uprisings and the protests that have been going on. The earthquakes, which happen around the world. We're seeing all of these things. We're seeing the earthquakes. We're seeing the tumult of people, the uprisings, the protests, the intrigues of other nations, the nations spying on each other, the wavering of leaders, these leaders you can't trust, confusion of princes. Then you will know that it was of these that the Most High spoke from the days that were of old from the beginning. For just as with everything that has occurred in the world, the beginning is evident and the end manifest. That's right, we're seeing it. So also are the times of the Most High. The beginnings are manifest in wonders and mighty works, and the end in penalties and in signs. It shall be that all who will be saved and will be able to escape on account of their what? Their works, or on account of their faith by which they have believed. Sidebar. Paul said you can't justify your salvation through works. Well, you're wrong. Paul, that's right, I'm going to do it every time I speak to y'all. Paul was wrong because this angel is telling Esdras, that you will be saved on account of your works and your faith. You have to believe in the Most High. And you got to show your works. You have to do the works that he set forth for us, right? Verse 8. I got it. Will survive the dangers that have been predicted. I'll read it again. It shall be that all who will be saved and will be able to escape on account of their works and or account of their faith by which they have believed will survive the dangers that have been predicted and will see my salvation in my land and within my borders, that's Israel, which I have sanctified for myself from the beginning. There are people that the Most High has sanctified to himself, Israelites. Then those who have now abused my ways shall be amazed, and those who have rejected them with contempt shall live in torments. For as many as did not acknowledge me in their lifetime, look at that. For as many as did not acknowledge me in their lifetime, though they received my benefits, and as many as scorned my law, you scorned the law, you hated the law, you rejected the law, while they still had freedom and did not understand but despised it, while an opportunity of repentance was still open to them, these must in torment acknowledge it after death. After death? Well, after death is going to be too late for you. After death is too late for you. Do not read the New Testament and take what the Most High says and take what Yeshua says. You don't read that New Testament and go, oh, because Paul said, listen, you don't have to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. You don't have to be circumcised. The law is done away with. Kick rocks, Paul. Okay. Chapter 15, we finishing it up. Stay tuned. We got something special for y'all at the end of this. We got something real special for you at the end of this. All right? Chapter 15, verse 14 through 19. Chapter 14. Alas, for the world and for those who live in it, for the sword and misery draw near them, and nation shall rise up to fight against nation. We seeing that with swords in their hands. Those are guns and weapons. For there shall be unrest among people. What people? All people, everybody, growing strong against one another. They shall in their might have no respect for their king or the chief of their leaders. Who are the kings and the chief and our leaders? Who are they? Prime ministers, kings, presidents, heads of state. Those are our kings and our chiefs. And police officers. Also, you have police officers in there, and they shall in their might have no respect for their king or the chief of their leaders. For a person will desire to go into a city and shall not be able to do so. The migrants or the so-called immigrants, the Haitians trying to come over here, the so-called Mexicans trying to come over here, we're seeing all of this play out. It's real because the Most High spoke it, so it's real. Verse 18, because of their pride, the city shall be in confusion. The houses shall be destroyed, and people shall be afraid. People shall have no pity for their neighbors, but shall make an assault upon their houses with the sword and plunder their goods because of hunger for bread and because of great tribulation. These are the words and the prophecies of the Most High. But they tell you, don't read it. These are pseudepigrapha books that can't be relied on. You shouldn't take them to heart. You shouldn't read them because we said they're not important. Really? Well, if that's the case, and these books are not true, then why is this happening?
Anger is building in Haiti, thousands taking to the streets in the country's capital, protesting Monday against Canada and the U.S. sending military gear to Haitian law enforcement to help it fight local gangs.
Non aux Canadiens, non aux Américains. Vous êtes des monstres. Vous n'avez pas de solution.
No to the Canadians, no to the Americans. You are monsters, this man says. You don't have solutions.
Tonight, the nation of Haiti is reeling after the assassination of its president inside his home. Haiti's first lady was wounded in the overnight attack but survived. Here is CBS's Ben Tracy.
The attackers, seen here approaching the president's residence in trucks, apparently pretended to be agents of the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration in order to get past security guards. The gunman broke into the home of Haiti's president early this morning. Then shots are fired. They assassinated the 53-year-old Haitian leader, Jovenel Moise, and also shot his wife, Martine. She survived and was brought to a Miami hospital for treatment.
This next video of a vicious beating in a subway station may be hard to watch. Police say that on September 20th, a 33-year-old woman had been on a northbound A train when a man tried to engage her in a conversation. She ignored him and got off the train at the Howard Beach stop. The man allegedly followed her off of the train, grabbed her and threw her into a wall, and then started punching and kicking her as she fell to the ground. Another man came into the station and attempted to intervene, but ran away after being threatened. This security video of the incident shows the woman being repeatedly kicked across her body. EMS took her to Jamaica Hospital for treatment. The woman suffered a severe eye injury in the attack.
First at 6, a violent break-in caught on camera. A man busts through a front door to get inside. Police say he's responsible for a series of home break-ins.
Everything happened in the middle of this road a little before noon today after authorities say a fight broke out between the victim and the suspect inside one of these apartment units. A woman beheaded in broad daylight and in plain view, leaving the San Carlos neighborhood in disbelief, and 2 children without a mother.
It was kind of a shock, you know, and this is a nice neighborhood, so it was a shock.
Questions? Questions, anyone? I'll be back. Get out. Oh yeah, you want my offices? I'll be back.
Are you sure? Are you positive? Are you sure? Are you absolutely certain? Sure.
So, who are you?
What? Yeah? Are you sure?
Who are you?
Hey, I just had a couple questions. I just wanted to ask you about the AV show. Yeah, can you hear me? What I'm looking for is for the girl that's in the house to come out here because I'm going to rape her and kill her. Can you have her open the door? I'm going to rape and kill the girl that's on the other side of this door when she lets me in. I want to rape her and kill her because I have a knife and a gun. Yeah, and I'm going to knock on her door again. All right.
And ABC News contributor and SiriusXM radio host Mike Muse joins me live now for more on this. Mike, the members of Migos, they're more than just a rap group. They're also family. So this has to be so difficult for them. Have they issued any kind of a statement yet?
No statement has been issued yet. I'm so glad that you mentioned that they are family. You know, Quavo is the uncle to Takeoff, and then Offset is the cousin to the other 2 gentlemen. So this is a family affair. They grew up together, Diane. And so although they do have a little little bit of challenges amongst them right now as they went their separate ways to create their own individual projects. They still are a family, and so they have to be grieving. And it's so tragic for an individual to watch his nephew die right in front of him in a pool of blood.
There's no doubt about it, we're living in times of catastrophic crisis where the lives of innocent civilians are sacrificed in the wars of their masters. Yes, in Ukraine, but not only. Since the last plenary, tens of thousands of Afghani citizens have been forced to flee in search of food and safety. 5 million children face famine, an agonising and painful death, a 500% increase in child marriages and children being sold just so they can survive, and not a mention of it, not here, not anywhere. No wall-to-wall TV coverage, no emergency humanitarian response, no special plenaries, not even a mention in this plenary, no Afghani delegations and no statements. My God, they must be wondering what makes their humanitarian crisis so unimportant. Is it the colour of their skin? Is it that they're not white, they're not European, that their problems come from a US gun or a US invasion? Is it that the decision to rob their country's wealth was taken by a despotic US president rather than a Russian one? Because, my God, all wars are evil and all victims deserve support, and until we get on that page, we have no credibility whatsoever.
And with that, brothers and sisters, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory and power to the Most High Yah. We thank him for his Holy Spirit. We thank him for Yeshua, our general and our king to come. And we say to you, Shalom.